would. Yeah. The last person that ever tried me like this died 30 days later. I pray for you.
That's just insane. The last person that touched me died 30 days later. Like you some witch or something.
Regardless, wise, where I be in here with Young Thug. I ain't Woody. Yeah. Where in the world is this man going? I got it. I can walk on my own. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You a liar. You're a liar. I'm telling you what you're accusing me of, and you're a liar. Let him go. Let him go. Let him.
Is that a wig on the ground? That's a wig. They stepping all over the wig. Yep, that's her wig. You can see the damn stocking cap or whatever that little thing is they be wearing on their heads. She a judge. So what?
Just punch the cop. No, I did not. Don't get my purse. Christina, I have your stuff. I got it. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Where's your purse? I got it. Back up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's former Douglas County Judge. For those of y'all that don't know, Douglas County is to the west of Atlanta. It is a smaller suburb of Atlanta, population around 150,000. I went to high school in that county, so I know it very well. But if you're not aware, she was arrested last week at a nightclub in Buckhead. There was a fight that broke out. She claimed she was trying to break the fight up, and she assaulted a police officer. I think she hit the officer in the head. She says she didn't do it, but obviously the officer was wearing a body camera, and the officer is not going to lie on you with the body camera on and say you assaulted him and you didn't. And I actually went to a nightclub. Well, it was actually a bar, a cigar bar with one of my homies a few months ago. And I've seen this judge in person. She's very ghetto. But this judge, former judge, Christina Peterson, age 38, was just recently taken off the bench thanks to the Georgia Supreme Court, because they said she was incompetent and she was violating too many rules in the court system. It's just I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I don't know all the legal terminology, but she was doing things that they like to call unethical, and she has a long history of doing stuff that is unethical. I think she jailed a Thai woman. A woman was, I think she was from Thailand, and she's married to a black man, and she made an error on some legal paperwork. You have to go look it up. I don't really have time to go do all that right now, but I just had to break this news because she been down here in the state of Georgia acting a fool. Acting a straight up fool, talking about she the first black female judge. She needs to be celebrated. She deserves to get double pay than what she was getting. Like, at some point, this type of energy has to be, reined in. Like we got to stop voting for these people, man. We as black people vote for people just because they black and they got a Democrat beside their name. But man, a lot of these black female and males, but right now we send a lot of black female Democrats across the country acting a damn fool. And this is who the taxpayers are paying to be their probate judge. Now, a probate judge is not that consequential. A probate judge does things like wills, wedding licenses, stuff like that. But man, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Right now at noon, the Georgia State Supreme Court ruling Douglas County probate judge Christina Peterson be removed from the bench. According to a decision issued today, Peterson violated multiple rules in the Code of Judicial Conduct. This decision comes days after Peterson was arrested at a nightclub in Buckhead. Good afternoon, I'm Rick Fulbaum.
And I'm Lana Harris. So Peterson now faces 2 charges, simple battery against a police officer and felony willful obstruction of law enforcement by use of threats of violence. The Georgia Supreme Court says Peterson is not eligible to be elected or appointed to any judicial office in the state for at least 7 years. Peterson's lawyer says the charges against her should be dropped and that she is now, and I quote, evaluating her next steps.
Yeah, so she's no longer a judge. The Georgia Supreme Court just decided that she's not competent. She's violated too many rules, and she's just been doing way too much, man. Like I said, she had an Asian girl jailed for messing up on a form. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was a legal document. She jailed her for that. Had a wedding ceremony at the courthouse, and they told her she couldn't do it. She's just very entitled, man. You can just look at her, and I know that what the way a person looks is not indicative of what type of person they are. But man, these city girls, they got a certain costume, man. The face full of makeup, the wig, the fake eyes, the lashes. It's a dead giveaway, man. And it's unfortunate that we as black people keep on electing these people to public office. A judge is a public servant, and a judge is supposed to be somebody who is held to a higher standard. She walks around like she's holier than thou because she's a judge. She's proud that she made it as a judge, and that's something that should be celebrated. Cool. But in this next video clip, she all crying, talking about I'm the first black female Democrat judge in this county, and nobody celebrated me. And it's the entitlement and the arrogance, man. And she's not the only one, but it's good to finally see some accountability.
An extraordinary development tonight in the long-running investigation into Douglas County Judge Christina Peterson.
In a rare move, a hearing panel decided Peterson is guilty of, quote, systemic incompetence and should not remain in office. Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis explains.
Judge, you want to take a break?
Christina Peterson did not do herself any favors during 7 days of hearings beginning last September. The JQC hearing panel's report criticized her for not taking any responsibility for the 30 counts of judicial misconduct lodged against her.
I just don't have memories of my dad. I don't know who he is.
The most troubling, wrote the panel, Peterson's decision to jail this woman for trying to amend her marriage certificate to include the real name of her recently discovered father.
Did you go to this hearing with any idea that you may be going to jail?
No.
PJ Skelton served 2 days of a 20-day jail sentence for contempt before her husband could pay a $500 fine. Such a hasty and shockingly disproportionate reaction is the hallmark of Peterson's intemperance, wrote the panel. The report criticized Peterson's attempt at this meeting to get her HOA board to settle a lawsuit she had filed, even though she knew the HOA was represented by an attorney. Peterson's attempts to avoid responsibility for these clear violations bordered on the farcical, severely eroding her credibility with the hearing panel.
You cannot go in this building, and eventually she went in.
The sheriff's office said Peterson ignored their orders and held a wedding after hours, allowing people inside without deputies present. She once hit a panic button when a deputy was late escorting her to court, causing a temporary panic among security. And when county staff criticized her actions, it quickly triggers allegations of obstructionism or even racism. These communications and actions reveal a judge who publicly vilifies colleagues, is quick to threaten them with unnecessary legal action, and generally projects a spiteful and vainglorious persona.
I'm the first African-American female and Democrat. Yes. I was never celebrated or congratulated. On my day of swearing in, I was sworn in by Judge Emerson. I received my first JQC complaint.
Peterson's main defense was her inexperience as a judge, a problem she promised has been addressed through additional training. But the panel was not buying it. The report also cited multiple examples of failure to actually do her job, needlessly delaying petitions before her office. The hearing panel said Peterson was guilty of systemic incompetence. Judges are expected to act in a manner that promoted the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary. Respondent has shown that she cannot or will not do so, and so she must go.
Peterson has 20 business days to file exceptions to this report with the Georgia Supreme Court. They're the ones who will ultimately decide whether to take the recommendation to have her removed from office. I talked to her attorney, Lester Tate. He told me they disagree with the recommendation and they will take it to, quote, the next level. At the live desk, Randy Travis, Fox 5 News.
So that's it. I'm not going to really say a whole lot more. I just wanted to make this quick little video. We need more of this. We need more accountability. For people that's elected to positions of authority. Like I said, a probate judge is not that consequential, but you know, you're still an elected official and you're making good money off of the taxpayer. And I don't live in Douglas County anymore, but I know that county pretty well. Like I said, I went to high school out there. It's about 20 minutes west of downtown Atlanta. The city of Douglasville, that's the main city out there. And I don't know where she's from. I don't know. She might be from Georgia. She might not be. But, you know, it's nothing wrong with going out. It's nothing wrong with having a couple of drinks. But when you start getting belligerent, she was clearly inebriated. She clearly lost control. And these hood rats, these hyenas that get in these positions of power, they allow that power to go to their head. And they think they can do whatever they want to do, when in reality, you can't. You know, yes, some people do get away with stuff they shouldn't get away with. There's some positions of authority, but you're not going to get away with it. And like I said, the entitlement, the arrogance, the ratchet behavior, it's disgusting. It's embarrassing, and it's time for it to come to an end. And I honestly don't think that black women are going to hold black women accountable. I think it's going to take men, black men, white men, any men, period. And I think it's necessary for men to do it anyway. I think it's man's job to bring order, and the police officers brought order, and the Georgia Supreme Court, which is made up of mostly white men, brought order to this judge's life. It's time for order. But that's the end of the video. Y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe, follow, peace.